Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here, coach of your Wexford Wailords, and welcome to our UBL Season 2 recap review, which, whatever you... This end of season roundup, you know what I mean, We're basically just going to be sitting here, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about how I felt the season went, all that kind of good stuff. I won't drag on too much about a couple of points that you got, that's obvious, right, for everyone who's watched the season to be. Or whoever wants to watch the season, I won't make it, I won't go through the obvious points. Because we all know what went on, If you guys didn't know or haven't checked out the season, definitely go do so. Amazing season. I had a blast doing it. I had an absolute blast. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys, the viewers. You came out in force, week in, week out, win, lose, no matter what. You guys are coming out in force to watch the videos, the battles that we had on the channel, which is insane. Thank you guys so much. I honestly am overwhelmed by it. Overwhelmed by the how many of you guys came out to see us this season. Absolutely loved it. It really did. Like whenever we were kind of not in great form, league wise, it was like something we're doing good. We bounced back. We always bounced back. You guys always coming out in numbers just to watch was enough. It was a big motivation for me to say we have to turn this around because we have people watching and all that kind of good stuff. So I do want to give you guys a huge thank you for that. If you guys wonder where our next league is, it's going to be coming out in January. We're going to be in the MPL. Thank God we're going to come back for that because we came in mid-season last season. So good that we're going to come back into that. More details will come out in the new year. And if you guys wonder about Wi-Fi battles are still coming out on the channel at a very regular basis now. They're going to be coming out a lot more after LGP is done, which is going to be done stream-wise in a couple of days. So it's going to, you're going to see a lot more viewer battles, a lot more Wi-Fi battles coming out on the channel. So if you still want Wi-Fi battle content, right here. No need to go elsewhere. Right here is where you need to be. But yeah, I'm going to get that out of the way first because it was probably the first thing I definitely wanted to get off my chest. The support was insane. Thank you guys so much. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to Hammer Time Stone. You guys may know him if you're in my Discord server or have been to a few of my streams. The man was helping me out this week. Oh, not this week. This season. Now, before you guys got him saying he was the reason why you did support Irish, that was not the case. I think we all know that the prep was fairly well. Like, it was good. But execution on my part was poor. And if it wasn't my execution that was coming, it was just that we were outplayed. So I think definitely the losses that we picked up was from one or the two. I know that's kind of a very generic statement to say, but I think it wasn't. We never kind of went into a game being underprepared for a particular threat. We came into a game prepared to deal with something, but the way I played around it wasn't good enough, or what we had set up to do in the game, we were in the position to do it, but I just didn't execute correctly. So that's where I think it was what really went wrong. And I'm not going to go through game by game or anything like that nonsense and go into deep analysis. I think, we don't really want to be seeing that, or you guys don't want to really see it. I just kind of want to, I think that's kind of us just kind of addressing it there. That's what really went on. I know that's what happened. We just had to get better personally at battling and making them decisions. Because normally I always thought I was better at it than what I normally was, but definitely been a step back this season, and all that. But look, it is what it is. So I do want to give Hammer Time Stone a huge shout out for helping me out this season with the draft and whatever, because we were figuring stuff out and team building. Team building this season was a lot of fun. Just simply having one other person just to sit down and team build with every week was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good fun. I enjoyed it immensely. Last but I want to thank everybody that actually was admitting the UBL and everybody came out to the server and all that kind of good stuff. Like, because it's not easy admitting that kind of thing and having everything run smoothly. So having everything just run as smoothly as it has been an absolute delight. So I want to give a thank you for that as well. Now, all the thank yous out of the way. What I really want to be doing in today's stream, not today's stream, today's video, is I kind of want to give my personal take on every Pokemon I used in this season. I'm not going to pick out a Pokemon that we dropped mid-season, because we did make transactions on it, but I'm not going to talk about the Pokemon that we dropped. I kind of want to go through the Pokemon that kind of were mainly used on our team and give my thoughts on it. And I'm not going to be saying each Pokemon's bad or it's good or whatever. This is basically my personal take from using them this season. and what I think is good, what I think is bad, and all that kind of good stuff. And how I felt we got on using them and that sort of thing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, because I'm just going to be going on my little monologue here. So definitely, hopefully you guys enjoy this. But I thought it'd be nice just to get out there what my thoughts were on the whole team. As you guys know, this season I kind of depart from what I usually do, in that I normally have like more of a bulky offense team with a lot of hazard support. That's generally what I do. Kind of depart from that this season a bit, because I felt we were too defensive last season. Now, granted, we got playoffs last season, so maybe I should have done the same. But I thought we were too defensive last season. I wanted more offense. And I said that at the very start of the season. I said, if we're going to lose, we're going to lose in style. And if we're going to win, we're going to win big. So we lost in style anyways, guys. But I'm kind of glad that we did what we did. It opened my eyes up to some things that I thought went really well, and some things that I thought went really, really badly, and some things I won't do again in Draft League. One thing I will never do in Draft League again is draft this beast right in front of us. Hooper, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're just not good enough, right? There's two big gripes I have with Hooper, right? 80 speed and lackluster defenses, right? Now, you guys could say, 130 speed F, like, come on, you can come in on special hit. That's fine. But a lot of the meta nowadays generally has a couple of mixed attackers knocking around, especially in draft format. So you're normally going to, like, you know, if you think it's going to be special hit, you can't, there's a possibility that it's not going to be all of that. So it's not going to be special hit, it's going to be something on the physical side. Then you're bopped, you're in big trouble. And a lot of the problem is that Hooper, because of it's not fast enough to be able to revenge kill, okay, without a choice scarf. So that was a big problem. And granted, we had webs on our team, which is great. I'm not going to lie, it was absolutely fantastic. But you know, if it wasn't fast enough to revenge kill with webs not on the field or against another choice scarfer, you were in a big problem. It was not going to be a good scenario for you. So it's not fast enough. Mega Phoenix or speed ties with this thing, which, just to give you a perspective of some of the bulky mons out there that can actually, like, I know Mega Phoenix is 1v1 Hooper, but just to give you a perspective of like how really slow we are. We are very, very slow. Rotom Mow, or any of the Rotom forms other than regular Rotom, outspeed. So a choice scarf Rotom with Signal Beam. If we want to come in and say, yeah, we could bop this thing, nope, can't do that. We don't outspeed, we're slower, the whole lot, you know. So you're looking at a lot of bulk. Now, I'm not saying like the massive, like, sturdy kind of bulk, like Clefable, Chansey, that sort of thing, but like bulk, like regularly, like normally bulky mons that kind of can hit hard but take hits as well. They're going to outspeed Hooper, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. And it's just the fact, like, Hooper can't really live more than 2 hits, right? Most of the time, it's going to get 2 KO'd by something, by pretty much 2 or 3 mons in every single Draft League team that's going around, and it's just not fast enough to be able to avenge kill. Now, is this thing an offensive beast? Absolutely. Like, trying to figure out if we go physical or special every week was a great crack. I loved it. Absolutely adored being able to trying to figure it out. But it's just not fast enough. It's just not fast enough. That is the big gripe for me. And as a tier 1 mon that I was wanting to really build the team around, say we're going offensive, this is a huge disappointment, especially considering Cure Black was on the board, and I just said, you know something, everyone goes Cure Black. I want to be a little bit different, go for Hoop on Bound. Major regret. I should have gone Cure Black. I should have taken the Rock's weakness. I should have just worked with it and see what went on after that. So I'm going to say, for me anyways, for my playstyle, which is a bit more bulky offense, trying to break through, clean up late game, use a bit of a hazard stack, that kind of thing, Hooper doesn't suit me. Just doesn't fit me. Just doesn't fit the way we play. I'm not going to say it's a terrible mon, but for me, it's like there's the faults that this mon has. It's big. It's bad. But yeah, not a fan. I wouldn't use Hooper again myself. So sorry, Maverick, but we'll move on. After that, we have Raphael Zero Aura, and I love this thing. Absolutely love this thing. I love having a very fast mon that can avenge kill, and by God, does Zero Aura do that? It's great. Absolutely love this thing. Tier 2, which is where it belongs. It's where it belongs because it doesn't have U-turn, it doesn't have ice coverage. So it's where it belongs. Now, if this thing got either U-turn, no, sorry, I shouldn't say. Yeah, I did say U-turn, but if this thing got U-turn, or if this thing got ice punch, now it has Volt Switch, I know, but you want U-turn so that the likes of Hit Powder or whatever aren't going to just eat, come in and eat a Volt Absorb, and then you're kind of lost initiative. But if this thing got U-Turn and Ice Punch, this thing is tier 1, hands down, and it is insane. It's fast, it hits hard, it can do a bit of work on the special side as well. It's got, other than those 2 moves that I just mentioned they are lacking, it's got nice enough move pool. It's really, really good. I've not really good things to say about this thing. If you guys get a chance to draft this thing, provided that's not a tier 1 mon, go for it. This thing is really, really good, really fast. And if you are, like, in the UBL we had like the Z Crystal, but if you have the chance to actually have a Z Captain, get this guy as your Z Captain. He gets access to so much as Z Captain. He's going to have a Z Focus Blast, Z Close Combat, Z Plasma Fist. He gets the Z Outrage. It's like he gets a lot. When you want to talk about like a nice arsenal of Z moves here, he's got like Fire Punch as well, so he could potentially hit something really hard with that. Like literally, this guy hits hard, absolutely hits hard. You can have Z Bounce as well. Couple of really nice things in here. Z Iron Tail, for the fairy types. You get an awful lot of moves with their aura that you can really use with Z Crystal. So hands down, I'll pick this again. Hands down, this thing was phenomenal. Loved using it, brilliant. So this gets a 2 thumbs up for me. After we have Crimson Mar Mega Scizor. Now I've used Mega Scizor before in Draft League and I loved it. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. Still think it's brilliant. I honestly still think Mega Scizor is fantastic. I would highly recommend, if you haven't used it, use it at some point, because it's really good at fitting a hole in the team and tying a few things together, and it's bulky. It does a lot of stuff. I would highly recommend it. I just didn't get to use it properly. I didn't get to use it the best I really could this season. I think the best way we used it was against Sweet Banana Game, because I wasn't forced to run full Fizz Def. I wasn't forced to run Fizz Def or run a really defensive set. I was able to actually kind of put a little bit more on Spadef, be a little bit more kind of bulky on both sides, so I was able to kind of be a little bit more pivoty in that matchup, and I felt that's kind of what I love about Scizor, is when you could actually put a bit more bulk in the Spadef side and put more, and then kind of come in on an awful lot more things, get chip everywhere, get U-turns off, that kind of stuff, get momentum. I just didn't get to use it this time around with Mega Scizor, because I just didn't have a lot of matches that we had when Mega Scizor came in. We just didn't have the ability to do that, because we had to have a way to be able to deal with certain threats, and we had to run Max Fizz Def with that. So I don't think we got Mega Scizor to shine as much as I would have liked to, but I still think it's absolutely fantastic. Come on, definitely 100% do it. It's brilliant, and the defog support, it's just fantastic. After we got DK Ardent Manatan, and I'm going to say I was delighted I picked this up. Really, really did. This thing is brilliant. For tier 3, absolutely brilliant. I loved it. There was a toss-up between this and I think it was Entei and Chandelure. I can't remember when we were drafting, and I was like, do you know something? No, we don't want that. Because at the time I was really wanting a lot of pivots to get Hoopa in nicely, but didn't quite work out that way this season. But I wanted an awful lot of pivots, so Darmanitan had U-turn. I was like, that's the only reason. We're going to have U-turn, and Darman's going to give me another mon that can wall break. And oh by God, we saw it in week 4 against Styx. This thing can just wall break with a choice band and can do an whole lot more as well. We didn't get to bring it the whole time. Matchups weren't there for us to be able to exploit it, but a lot of, like, when it came, it got kills. And what more can you ask for after that? When you bring an offensive mon and it breaks through a couple of things, gets kills, you can't really complain much. And for tier 3 to be able to do that, it's fantastic. 95 base speed. You know something? The difference between Darm and Hoopa is that speed for me. I thought Darm did more work than Hoopa overall, even though Darm came less. Simply because when I brought Darm in, I know I'm outspeeding a lot more. And that was the huge difference for me, especially under the webs. So that just goes to show, like, I had a tier 3 physical offensive mon, and I had a tier 1 mon. And it just, like, the difference was insane. So yeah, no, Darm, if you guys are looking for a tier 3 offensive fire type and a really offensive fire type, yeah, no, this gets the thumbs up for me. I really enjoyed using this. Didn't get to use it the whole time, so if you need a reliable fire type week in, week out, maybe not, but if you're looking for that wall breaker that you have on your squad, go for it, definitely. After we had a Spirit of Lycanroc, and we picked this up mid-season just because we needed along with Mega Scizor, and I liked it. I'm not as high on it as I am with Dharma or whatever. I would use it again. I would, before I go further, I would use it again, but I wouldn't be turning around saying this thing is absolutely fantastic, or absolutely amazing. This thing is solid, it's good, what it can do, it does very well. So it's very offensive, it's fast, it's able to revenge kill, it can hit things quite hard with 177 base attack with tough claws. It does all of that, and it'll do it for you guys. It'll do what you need to do 4 weeks out of 10 weeks, or 5 weeks out of 10 weeks. It will do those bits and pieces for you, and it can set up Stealth Rocks as a lead as well. So for me, it's good. I wouldn't be as high on it as I am on Darm or Zero Aura. I think it was very good when it came in. Did a good bit of work for me actually. But there was a lot of times when I was looking at matchups, and you're like, no, it's not this week. Lycanroc, even though it'd be very good against 1 or 2, but overall it just doesn't do it. So yeah, no, good. I get it again. If somebody was looking for a fast offensive mon and they're on tier 3, I'm like, yeah, Lycanroc Dusk, he will do that for you, and he gets good coverage. So I would recommend him, but I wouldn't be in a rush to draft him again, even though I would draft him again if I was looking for the niche that he fits. That's what I'm trying to get at. There we go. Alright, next we have Charlotte, our Rockwind, and I enjoyed this thing. I like doing it. Well, I'm not like doing it, but I liked building with it, having a bit of fun with it. I think we had a couple of really nice sets with the light screen, the reflect, webs, whatever. Webs, we constantly bought webs most weeks. But the pressure it gives with webs is phenomenal, and the fact that it's a bulky web setter as well is brilliant. Big drawback from this thing is no live recovery, and that's not great. I'm just gonna straight up say it's not great, because you look at other bulky water types, they get their live recovery, they're able to last longer. I found a Rockwind can set up webs, can live 3 or 4 hits, could potentially get 2 shot if hit by the wrong move, can lure 1 or 2 things out. But if you want like that reliable bulky water type that can come in and take hits at the start, take hits in the middle of the match, take hits late game, because it can constantly heal itself, this isn't the mon to do that. But this is the mon. If you need sticky webs, this should be your go-to mon to go for to get it, because it's the best sticky web layer in the game, in my opinion. The fact that it's a bulky sticky web layer is insane. So I will recommend it. I would definitely go for it. Would this be the first bulky water type I would draft? Absolutely not. Would this be the first sticky web user I would draft? Absolutely. Can this thing do a couple of nice things? Yes, it can. But where a tier 3 is where it belongs, and yeah, I think that's kind of went over. I liked having a squad, and I thought it did well. So yeah, pretty much not too bad. Okay, let me go through the last few months. Next is Sylveon, and I'm not gonna lie, I love Sylveon. I absolutely loved it. I used Florges a good bit in draft format, and I knew I needed a bulky fairy type, and I didn't want to go for Florges even though it was available, and I didn't want to go Togekiss after picking Salamence. So that left Sylveon, and as soon as I picked it up with Pixelate, this thing hits hard constantly, and this thing has got a good bit of special bulk. It's able to do a lot. It's got the baton pass, which I didn't think I'd use as much as I did. I used it a couple of times. I thought I'd only use it once, but a couple of times I used it. It was very, very nice. The wish support it offers is brilliant. For me, it does hit harder than Florges. It really, really does. So big fan of this thing. Big fan of this thing. If you're looking for a bulky fairy type, this thing should be something you should be looking at, because it will come in, it will live hits, and it will wish pass for you. So big fan. Love Sylvie here, and I would definitely use it again. I won't lie. I thought it was a constant solid mod to have on the team. Really, really nice. Really, really enjoyed it. Right, after we got Salamence, we have Salamence, and I actually liked having Mence on the team, but I wish I got to use it more, if you know what I mean. We had Dragonium, which just sat brilliantly. It sat brilliantly on Mence, having the Dragonium Z, because there was an awful lot of instances where we were building where I was able to say, okay, we were able to do this one, but if I have the Dragonium, pop, that's going to do an awful lot of damage. Brilliant. And you know, we have come in on Intimidate. We're going to get a bit of momentum there. We can potentially get a kill. This is awesome. So I absolutely loved Mence. Really, I loved having Mence on the team. When it came in and did work, it did brilliant work. I thought the best moment I had was against Serene Grace. When we were like literally 1v1 against Zardex, and I knew I lived to hit, and we just dropped the Draco, boom, killed. Loved it. And it's done a good bit of work for us. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan of this thing, and I would draft it again. I know an awful lot of draft league players think they get a massive 4 move slot syndrome with Mence, and for me, that's not a bad thing. That is a good thing, because if there's a lot of weeks that you're trying to figure out what moves to bring on Mence, then that just gives you options, and having options is what you really want. I just wish I got to use it more. I wish I got to use Moxie a little bit, but most of the time Intimidate was the better option, so that's what we went with. And yeah, I would use it again. I just wish I got to use it a little bit more. That's something that maybe I need to look back at myself as well. After we got Rodamo, who came I think twice or once, one of the two. When it came early in the season, it did work, because especially against Sticks, it was we had built it to do the work against Sticks, and it was fantastic. It didn't come after that because the matchups weren't there. As a tier 4 Mon who came once or twice, it did work. I can't really complain. I really can't complain. I think that's all I can say about it. Like it filled the niche I needed, and it did work. As an electric type, would I draft this? No, I like having my fast electric types. But as a grass type, this thing does do the job for you, because as all the Rollums have, it's got decent bulk, it's got good speed here. It can do it. It's got access to various different status moves. It can do a good bit of work. It's just, for me, like, it fit the niche on the team, and I when it came in, it did work. It wasn't like overwhelmingly good for me. It didn't make a lasting impression on me, just because we didn't get to use it too much. But it was good, like, you know, for what it did good. So I can't complain. I would pick this up again if I was in need of a grass type. But I wouldn't be looking for this as my substitute for electric type. I want my electric types to be able to hit harder, or hit faster, I should say. Not like it hits quite hard as it is, but hit faster definitely. But and it's got defog, which was necessary on the squad. Excuse me. Now after that, we have Hitmontop, and I thought Hitmontop did well this season. An awful lot of people were like, Irish, what are you doing? Hitmontop is useless. But I was like, dude, guys, I need rapid spin. Especially because I got webs, and I don't want to be defogging my webs away. So I needed rapid spin. Hitmontop came in. It was bulky. It was able to deal with a few threats, check them. Able to do a little bit chip here and there. For tier 4, it did work it needed to do. It wasn't something that was going to be winning matches for me, but it, you know, when it like, it had its highs and had its lows. That's all I can say. I know an awful lot of draft league players would think Hitmontop is not the, you know, it's not an option. I would say they would say for where it is at. But for me, look, I needed a spinner, and it came in and it was a bulky Mon, and it was able to spin when it could, and it was able to get seismic tosses off, which was able to get a bit, which was reliable chip on things. You know, it was alright. It did okay. Last week we had Palossand. I've used Palossand before. Wasn't overly thrilled by it. Didn't think it was going to be. It's not great, but I needed a ground type and I needed a rock setter. So when we made our roster changes mid-season, this thing came on board. I think the one time it came in, it did great for us. Got rocks up, did a good bit of chip damage. We were in a good spot after that, and I think it was against Joe and managed to pick up the W. So you know, look, when it came, it did work. Again, I can't complain about. You know, it was solid. I wouldn't, like, if you're looking for a ground type or a ghost type, low tier, this is definitely an option. But it is tier 5, and it's tier 5 for a reason, because it only does so little and it doesn't do an insane amount. But yeah, no, what you call it? The one time it came, it did work. So again, I can't complain. And all these lower tier ones, they came in and did work, so I can't complain. Overall, on the team, I think the team, we actually drafted a fairly solid team. I think when you look at the team and you're trying to build against it, there's threats across the board. You have to deal with Darm, you have to deal with Spirit, you have to be able to deal with Hoopa, special and physical. Zero Aura, you need a Scarf to be able to hit it. You need a Fire type to be able to hit Crimson. You need hazard support because you can't allow webs to come in and just cause havoc. So, like, I thought we did a good bit, and you needed both. You needed both to be able to. Oh, you needed bulk. You needed bulk, and you needed mons to be hit super effectively against certain mons like Sylveon, Araquanid, that kind of thing. I just think not enough reliable rock setters. That was a massive fault with this team, not getting rocks, because there was an awful lot of games. Even our last game against Greg, obviously Greg was the better player there, one hands down. But if we had rocks on his side of the field, we don't know how the game goes. Like again, like I think Greg still wins, but the amount of switching that was going on, rocks was on the Greg side of the field. You know, a couple of things get worn down a little bit more. Rose Rate gets worn down, one or two other stuff. You know. It makes the game easier for me late game. Like, you know, I'm not as worried as much then. Like, you know, so I think that was a big problem, not having rocks like that. And not like, I know you can say, oh, Spirit's the rival rock set and Palosant's the rival rock set, but you're not realistically going to bring Palosant the whole time. And Spirit, like, it's as a lead rocker or an offensive rocker, maybe once or twice, but it's not like Garchomp where it has bulk to live a hit and get rocks off as well. So, like, when it gets hit, it normally gets bodied. So, there's that to be mindful of as well. But I think that was a big fault. And I think just, honestly, this thing, not being fast enough. I don't think this is like a tier 1-1 that I would be massively going for. I remember playing against this a while ago. Like I think it was like a year and a half ago in Draft League, and I thought this was terrifying because it was wrecking me because of choice specs. But honestly, my Koopa, just I think if we got something else other than Hoopa in tier 1 that was bulkier and a little bit faster, was able to hit and just hit on one side maybe or something like that, we may have had a better time of it. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there today. I've talked for ages with you guys. Hopefully I didn't bore you guys to death. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please click the like button down below for me. If you got any comments on the season and this video in particular, let me know in the comment section down below. And again, I want to thank you guys so much for the support this season. It's been amazing. I can't believe it. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, if you want to see more Wexford Wailords action coming your way in the new year, or more content in general, please smash that subscribe button down below for me and click that bell icon. And I know I'm going to be out of here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.